Okay, once we find the average of the x values, which will be the middle of the x values, we do the same thing with the y values. We find the average of those two numbers. So again, it's just another formula to try to memorize. But if you can remember that the middle will be the average, it's not so hard to memorize. So make sure you have that written down. Do you have it on already? Okay. And the reason why there's big parentheses out here, you're not going to type this whole thing in your calculator with parentheses and a comma. You're not. This is two different problems. This is a problem that you'll figure out in your calculator or in your head. They're not that hard. And this is a second problem. I had some kids, I was walking around, and on their calculators, they had, there was all kinds of craziness. And you won't get the right answer by doing that. Your calculator doesn't know that you're trying to find the midpoint. Okay, we're going to start with example 4. Jared, will you read step number 1? I'm not 100% certain, but I think this was the biggest hiccup yesterday with our formula, is not doing step 1 properly. So please take the time to do it. This is our first ordered pair, so I'm going to name it x1, y1. This is our second ordered pair, so I'm going to name it x2, y2. Also, some students had said to me, how do you know if the x goes first or the y? And it's just like the alphabet. So W, X, Y, and Z. It's always in that alphabetical order. All right. Matthew, will you read number 2 for us in this finding the midpoint? Is it weird font? Yeah. Okay, so let's do that. M equals ginormous parenthesis. Kennedy, what is my x1 and my x2?
X1 would be 3 and x2 would be 5.
And what do I put in between those? Always. It's always plus. It could be plus a negative 5, like if it was negative 5, but this sign right here is not going to change like it did yesterday. All right, you're set. What about my y's? What are they? And 10. What goes in between them? Plus. If you look at this formula, we're just finding the average. So don't act like we're pulling this from nothing. We're finding the average, which, like Miles reminded us, you add things together and divide them by the number. Okay, try these in your head. I think we can do it, but if not, we do little pieces at a time. 3 plus 5 is half of that. Okay. Finish that one out, if you haven't already. And yes, it's okay to get decimals. You don't need the parentheses. 3 plus 5. And I'll push enter, then divided by 2. Yes. Good. Good. And make sure you write your answer. We can do a couple of these. Make sure you do your answer as an ordered pair, because this is something you should be able to plot. Good. 7 plus 10. What's half of 17? This is half of 7. All right. Hayden, what's half of 17? Okay. Let's look back up at this top one. Add the terms, leave as a coordinate. I don't know. Those are kind of silly steps. There's 2 ways to do this. We're going to practice the formula first. So see if you can figure out the coordinates for B and D. I got them wrong the first time with my old eyes and a blurry graph. Ooh, I'll show them that in a sec. I love that. Thanks, Julian. Catherine, what did you find the ordered pair was for B? Did you get it, or Elizabeth? I card you Catherine again. I haven't done that since first trimester. Elizabeth, what are the ordered pair for B? Oh, up 2 over 6. So if you are also doing rise over run, which is slope, to find the point, just make sure your 6 is the first one in your ordered pair, and your 2 is the second. So my x value means how far over. It's 6 over, and my y value is the up or down. So again, we've done slope, 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 rise over run. So be careful when you're writing your ordered pairs. Cooper, what did you get for D? Yes. If you did not get that, please change it. It just means your eyes are old already, like mine. Okay, we can do the same formula now. Hayden, what are my x's? What are the x's here? Oh, I didn't label them. Yes. Plus. It's always going to be a plus. And Shaylee, what are my y's? My parentheses in the way, but it hasn't been letting me move stuff. Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a good question. So there's one thing that did, so if I was going to say this, I would have said it opposite of Shaylee. I would have said -4 plus 2. Does it matter with adding? No. This one's almost foolproof, you guys. Like distance formula, you can mess up all over the place. But this one, it could be 2 plus -4 or -4 plus 2 because the addition, it has that associative property. We can switch the order. So again, I would have said it the opposite, looking exactly at the formula, but it's going to get us the same answer because we are adding. But the thing that does matter is these have to be the x's and these have to be the y's. That does matter, or your ordered pair is going to be backwards. Okay, did you guys solve those, Miles? What did you get for this ordered pair? You forgot to divide, I think. Yeah. Julian, do you want to come show your method?
Yeah, I found another way to do it.
You might like his better than mine.
I thought if we try doing rise across the counted both of those, you can just take these and do exactly half of it, so you over 7 and up 3, and you'll get the same result.
I will go through that with my microphone because I forgot. The people at home wouldn't be able to hear that. I love that method. So it kind of attaches to what we did the other day. We were creating right triangles. He said from D straight over is 14 units. So halfway between that would be how many units? 7. It's so hard to see on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm at -1, so that looks pretty good. And then he counted these ones, and they were 8 units apart. So
6.
Oh, 6, sorry. Let me fix that. They were 6 units apart. So halfway between that would be the 3. 1, 2, 3. Meet them in the middle. And it does. It gets the same answer as our -1, -1. Some of you are going to like that, I promise. Okay. I'm going to pass out your worksheet. We will see if we need to do one together. I'm not sure. But before, any questions, anything that we've done that looks like, where did that come from? Why did you do that?